Hello, today we're going to look at the surface area of prisms and pyramids. Uh, Now first we have to figure out what these things are. So for a prism, it's a solid shape with two identical bases and then rectangular sides. So if we look at a triangular prism, it has a triangle on as one base, another triangle as the other base, and there's rectangles that connect those. A square prism has a square on both sides and rectangles that connect. Rectangular is all rectangles. A pentagonal prism, two pentagons, rectangles are on the outside, and so on and so on. Now that is compared with a pyramid, which has only one base, but then triangular sides. So a triangular pyramid has a triangle base. You could actually pick any of these, and then the other things are all triangle. Uh, a square pyramid has a square base, triangles all around, rectangular pyramid, and so on and so on. Now, one thing to keep in mind, a pyramid doesn't always have to have its base on the bottom side. I'm looking here and it looks like all of these bases are on the bottom, but if I take a pentagonal pyramid and tip it over, it's still a pentagonal pyramid. Some people get confused because there's a triangle on the bottom but a pentagon on the right hand side, but we just have to look for that. All right, so when we're naming prisms and pyramids, they're named and the name is based off the shape of the base, and the sides are considered the lateral faces. So if we want to name these, this one is all triangles, so we'll call this one a triangular pyramid. That's this one. It looks like we have rectangle here, 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 and on the bottom, but this doesn't look like a rectangle, it looks like a trapezoid. So we'll call this a trapezoidal, and then since there's rectangles, we know this is a prism. All right, over here we have a triangle, but we also have rectangles. Well, this looks like we have two triangles and rectangles all around, so this is a triangular. And since it has rectangles, we call it a prism. Over here, we're not quite sure from this drawing if this is a square or a rectangle. Just to be safe, let's call it a rectangle. So this would be a rectangular. And then since there's triangles all around, we're going to call this a pyramid. All right, now if I want to find the surface area of these, there's not really a good formula. We just add up all the areas of the laterals and the bases. So if I take a look at this, there's some hidden lines here that aren't drawn in. So this has six faces: the front, the back, the right, the left, the top, and the bottom. So we just have to add up all the sides. So let's do I'll do a B for bottom. 12 times 3 is 36. The top will be the same. Then we have the right-hand side, which is 6 times 3, which is 18, which means the left would have to be 18. And now we have the front, which is 12 times 6. What do we got there? 72. And if that means the back would also be 72. So now we just have to take a second, add up these numbers, and see what we get. Um, I don't have a calculator handy. I probably should have prepared, but this would be 90, this would be 90, and this would be 72. So I have 180 plus 72. That looks like it's about 252 centimeters. And this is centimeters squared because we're still dealing with areas. So 252 centimeters squared. We have one more example. This is looks like a square pyramid. We have the square on the bottom and then four triangular faces. So the square on the bottom, I'll say that's S, is going to be 6 times 6, which is 36 square centimeters. Now the triangles, we're going to, if I wanted to find one triangle, it would be 6 times 12 divided by 2. That's going to be, surprisingly, 36. That's not common, but there's four of those, so I'm going to write out in front, we want 4 times those. So 4 times 36. Now, we could just do 5 times 36, or we could figure this out here. That's going to be 144. And now if I add these together, it's going to be, looks like 180 centimeters squared. All right, so for the rest of the problems, all you do is look at each face, find the area of each face, and add them up. Good luck.